Hey guys, it's Chris at Highline Guitars and you're watching another one of my YouTube guitar building videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that by the end of this video, I'll have earned your subscription. What I'm going to talk about today is a product that I have used and recommended in the past. And what I want to find out from you, the viewer, especially those of you who have actually used this product, I want to know what some of your experiences have been. The reason is I've been getting a lot of comments and questions about this particular product, and they all seem to be in the same vein. It's not quite working the way they thought it would. Now, I've never had a problem using this product. I've always had success with it. Now, the product I'm talking about is Solarez I Can't Believe It's Not Lacquer. And this is a product that's been out for a number of years, and I actually worked with the company Solarez to help develop the product when it first came out. And what they wanted to do was to create an easy to apply clear coat finish specifically for guitar builders and specifically for acoustic guitar builders, because acoustic guitar makers, they want to have a finish that's super thin and super responsive. And the products that Solarez was selling at the time were polyesters, and a lot of the acoustic builders kind of shy away from polyester because they feel it smothers the tone of the wood that they use to make their guitars. And I think that's a legitimate concern. But for solid body electric guitar builders, we need a finish that can be applied quickly, easily, and will cure very rapidly. And that's what this Solarez I Can't Believe It's Not Lacquer does. It's a product which is designed to be cured in UV light. Now, in the past, UV curable finishes required special kinds of UV lighting lamps to cure them. And to apply them, you have to wear head-to-toe hazmat gear, respirator, eye protection, everything. You have to cover every inch of your skin because of the toxicity of those products. However, this product doesn't have those issues. And it's designed mainly to be applied with a brush. You can spray it. However, I think you need to have dedicated spray equipment that you use just for applying this product. And it takes a little bit of trial and error to get your equipment dialed in to spray it correctly. But the reason why I recommended this product was because I know a lot of you out there don't have spray equipment and you don't want to invest in spray equipment, especially if you're only going to be making one guitar. Now, in the past, if you were only going to make one guitar and you wanted to have that mirror-like clear coat finish, you had to brush on whatever clear coat product that you were going to use for that project. And that could be nitrocellulose, it could be polyurethane, it could be true oil, it could be a wipe-on polyurethane. There are a number of water-based products that are available out there, usually either as acrylics or polyurethanes. But when you brush on a finish, you're faced with some issues that you have to deal with. You have to build up enough coats that when you level sand, you don't run the risk of sanding through the finish. Now, that's not really a big issue, except for the fact that when you brush on a finish, it leaves brush marks. It can be very difficult to get that finish to lay down really, really smooth, especially with a product like nitrocellulose or some of the fast-drying polyurethanes. They'll dry before having a chance to fully level out, so you can have those brush marks. And in order to sand those out without the risk of sanding through to the underlying finish or the underlying wood, you have to build up many, many coats. That poses a problem in that it can take a long time for that product to dry and fully cure. Now, there's a difference between dry time and cure time, and I think a lot of people get those two confused. Dry time is the time it takes for the product to dry to the point where you can touch it and not leave a fingerprint, but it's still not fully cured. Cure time is how long it takes for the resin or the liquid that is carrying the resin to fully evaporate and to leave just the resin and so that the resin can dry fully to a hard shell-like finish. And that can take weeks, even a month or more, especially with your nitrocellulose lacquer type products. So it can take a long time for a really thick coating to fully cure before you can level sand it out, which is a problem when you've brushed it on. So by understanding that many of you don't have finishing equipment and have to brush on your clear coat finishes, I decided to recommend Solarez, because I found that you can brush it on and it goes on fairly thick, and then you can expose it to just ordinary sunlight and it will cure in just minutes. However, over the years, I've had a number of viewers and subscribers who have commented or sent me emails asking me about issues that they've had trying to get the product to cure. They've found that even after exposing it to sunlight for 10-15 minutes or even longer, it still can feel tacky in certain spots on the wood. And they wanted to know if they were doing something wrong. Well, since I've never had this issue with the product, I wanted to put that out there, and hopefully some of you watching have had experience using this product. And if you've had problems with it curing, you can maybe explain in the comments down below the situation that you were in when you were using the product. What I need to know, and what I think would be beneficial to all of us, is when you applied the product, how were you applying it, how much were you applying, but most importantly, when you cured it, where are you in the world that you're curing the product? And I know that may sound kind of like an awkward or an odd question to ask, but what I want to know is, are you in a northern latitude or a southern latitude? What time of year were you curing the product? Was it spring, summer, fall, winter? The reason I ask that is because I kind of think that it's possible that the position of the sun in the sky and how much light you're getting could have an effect. Obviously, if that's an issue, it might be better to use some type of UV lighting system to cure this type of finish, which of course those of you who don't have spray equipment are probably not going to want to invest in UV lighting. So I think if we can figure out why the product sometimes cures and sometimes doesn't, that might encourage those of you who are considering a finish like this to maybe have second thoughts about that. I don't know. We need to figure out why it cures in some situations, like my situation. See, I'm in Colorado at 5,600 feet. I have generally on average 300 days of sunshine a year. And I've found that even in the dead of winter, when it's cloudy out, I can still get the product to cure bone dry. There's also the possibility that when the first coats soak into the woods, primarily where there's end grain, like around in the horns and around the contours, around the sides where there's open end grain, it's possible that the product is soaking in too deep into the wood to get an effective cure when exposed to UV light. I don't know. So if you got experience using this product, let me know in the comments section down below and tell me what issues you were having, and then be specific about how you applied it, how you cured it, where you live, and the time of year that you were curing it. And we'll see if we can figure out why some folks have success with it and some folks don't. Because this really is a great product to use if you don't have a spray gun and compressor and don't want to invest in one. It's a simple product to apply. And because it cures so fast, you don't have to spend a lot of time waiting for that guitar for the finish on that guitar to fully cure before you can proceed on with completing the assembly of your guitar. So I would appreciate it if you would, those of you out there with that experience, will share that with us, and we can maybe work together to figure out what's going on and maybe come up with some solutions to avoid that particular issue. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope I've earned your subscription. And as always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you in hopefully the next episode. Take care and stay safe.